Hey, good morning, Jasir.
Good morning.
So, what led to the decision in your announcement that you're coming back for another year next year?
When the NCAA announced that this year will be a free year, even in the beginning of the season, coming back was something I always wished for. My freshman year, I kind of wish I had back. Wish I redshirted like a lot of the people that came into my class. And then when this decision came about, I thought it was perfect for me just to get another year of playing football with my brothers and also continue to develop as a leader and a player.
Just here, one of Coach Clausen's big things about this season was the players only meeting. I guess you guys had after the Carolina game with COVID bearing down on you guys, and then canceling the Duke game and all that. I imagine you were one of the top speakers in that meeting. I mean, what kind of things did you say to those young guys to kind of keep them going?
I was just connecting with the young guys because a lot of people have been in that position where you're young, you're not really playing, and it's really hard for them for their first year to be a COVID year and not really getting the experience of Wake Forest football and Wake Forest as a university as a whole. So I was just um, telling guys that this year is more important than any year with your mental and physical growth, and knowing that you persevered through something like this and that is greater than you, that it'll pay off for you.
This year, you said you wish you had that freshman year back. Did you kind of get thrown into the fire before you were ready?
I mean, yeah, in high school I didn't really play DB as much. I never thought I'd play DB in college. I was always the offensive guy, slot receiver, jet sweep kind of guy. And then I got here and I turned into a DB. Uh, the DBs were thin. We had a guy who just left, um, and I guess my abilities or just the way the depth chart was set up, I was able to sneak my way into nickel. And then with a couple injuries, I had to start a couple games, and I would do it all over again my freshman year. I wouldn't choose the red shirt. I just put myself before the team, whether I was where I wanted to be or not. I was just happy to be out there.
How have you felt like where was your biggest growth? What year did you or what games did you go through your biggest growth and your biggest confidence boosts?
Probably starting last year against Florida State, my junior year. After that game, I had a good game. I had a talk with Coach Hemp. He was just wondering what did he need to do to get me rolling, and because he know I had ability and confidence, but I wasn't showing it at all. I would have a good practice, maybe twice a week, and then a bad practice. I just needed that consistency, and I told him I needed to play more. I needed to have the ability to feel comfortable out there, and he let me do that Florida State game. And ever since then, my confidence went through the roof, and my ability, and I just kept building off of that into this season.
Just here, what are the challenges with Wisconsin's offense? They like to run the ball and control the clock. What do you see coming from them?
Coming from the people we play every week, it's kind of different. It's going to be a little boring for the corners in the pass game, but that's what they want. They want you to think that they're going to run the ball all game, just so that play that you take off, they'll throw a play action pass, and then it'll be for a touchdown. And they'll also force the corners to tackle. So coming in this week, we did a lot of tackling drills, um, and a lot of discipline with your eyes when keeping your eyes on your guys and play action.
So going back to that freshman year, what do you remember about the Belk Bowl? Because you were in there.
Yeah, I remember I was starting on nickel package and special teams, just like my normal deal. And then early in the first half, Amari went down with an injury, and I'm the next guy up. So I ended up playing the most snaps I ever played my freshman year against one of the best teams we played in the biggest games of my life. So I was really nervous. And then those guys like Amari and Hussein, Camo, Jesse, they knew that, and they made sure they got around me and let me know that I deserve to be here and that they need me and they're counting on me to win. So I went out there, did the best I could each play, played hard, and I really enjoyed myself out there, and getting that win and a tough win like that, and just seeing the excitement on my teammates' faces, it was nothing like I've seen before.
We see the stuff on Twitter with like the going back and forth with Cam and those guys, but how much of those guys meant to you, and how much has their mentorship meant? As I mean, they were basically with Sang and Amari were with you up until this year. Like, what have they meant to your career at Wake?
They meant a lot. They're a big part of my career here at Wake. I really didn't notice it that much when they were here because it was just normal. You know, anything I needed, any questions I had, I go to them. And then this year, none of them were around, nobody to fall back on, and people are asking me questions and things like that. So that's when you start to notice how important those guys were in my career. And I want to thank each and every one of them. I owe them a lot to the person I am, the player, and the person I am today.
Is that one of the factors that led you to come back too? Is that you get to do that for another year with guys like Kalen and Gavin?
Yeah, definitely. Once I look back and realize how important an older guy who knows what's going on and how things should be run with the young defense, and how important it is to give that guidance to the younger guys, it was kind of a no-brainer. I'll do anything for the improvement of this program and my brothers. So coming back was the best decision for me.
Just hear how much have you guys talked about John Wolford starting Sunday for the Rams? Have you guys talked a lot about that at practices and things?
Yeah, everybody here is excited to see what John can do. We all know what he's capable of. A lot of the younger guys don't even know who John is, so we tell them a bunch of stories about how he picks defenses apart, his preparation. He's literally in the locker room an hour a day scrubbing the footballs so they can have the perfect feel for him. He does a lot of things that I'm sure half of the football players don't do in order to prepare for a football game.
Anything else for Jasir?
How many picks did you have on John it would have only been 2017?
Maybe one on a tip pass.